Hi there YouTube, Womble here. This video is all about the fakeness of friends, and never confuse your boss with a friend, and always beware of friendships based on power. Now, this was inspired by a few things, mainly a few people I've seen on YouTube, and when you hear about people in the press who are their PA is their best friend, or their boss is their best friend, or their boss is a really good guy, and conversely, all my employees think I'm fantastic. Now, there is a delusion on both sides of this equation, and it's not a problem as long as you recognise it. If you are an employer and you are convinced that all your employees think you are fantastic, and maybe you play jolly little games on them and they all enjoy it because they think you're brilliant, or they laugh at all your jokes and they buy you drinks when you go on drink on the outings and things, and you're one of the lads or one of the girls, and no, they don't. Trust me, they don't. Well, maybe a couple do, but on the whole, you've got different types of people. You've got the people who are being nice to the boss because it's the boss, and let's face it, you want to make your boss happy. You're not going to say anything wrong. If your boss makes a really bad joke, you're going to laugh at the joke. Of course you are. If your boss pulls a stunt on you, you're not going to turn around and punch them in the face or tell them you didn't like it. Of course you're not. You're going to go, oh, you got me, you little scamp. And they are going to potentially also walk away thinking that you liked it. This is a classic power dynamic thing, and the whole thing again, my PA is my best friend, or if you're the PA, my boss is my best friend, we're really good mates. No, you're not. Your PA likes you because you pay them. Try asking them to work for free and just see how friendly they stay. Or an ex-employee, just see how friendly. How often do ex-employees come? Remember that employee you used to have? That was a really good bloke or a really friendly girl, and we were so tight, but then unfortunately they went and they needed more money and I couldn't give it them, so they went off and worked somewhere else. How often have you seen them since? Would that be never? Yeah, I thought it was. Just a crazy hunch. Now, this is the fakeness of friendships, the fakeness of, especially with that kind of dynamic. People are friendly for a reason. Friendships exist for mutual assistance. Maybe you both enjoy, or multiple friends of yours, you all come together because you have the same hobby. You all like trains, you all like cars, you all like clothes, you all like shoes, you all like going hill walking or climbing or beach surfing or something. You've all got the same interest. That's how you become friends. Now, maybe you become closer than friends, but that's a different conversation. But there's a mutual interest in it. I don't want to go on my own. We will go together and do it, and we will have a good time because you like beaches, I like beaches. Let's like beaches together. That's friendship. That's normal, quote unquote, friendship. But if if one of you has power over the other, and I don't mean power in a relationship, because there's always a dominant and a submissive in a relationship. There's always someone who, and I don't necessarily mean that in a dodgy way, it's just literally someone will always take the lead and someone will always be, yeah, no problem. Maybe I shouldn't have said dominant and submissive. It's more sort of a primary and a passive role. If someone is happy to go along with it, and it's fine. That's friendship. That's normal social interaction. That's how it works. If you think your boss is your best mate, no, they're not. They may be friendly, they may be nice, but do you know what? Especially in small businesses, if you mess up, your boss might be nice about it, but inwardly they are going, they've just cost me money, this is really annoying, they are ruining my business, they're not happy about it. They may be nice to your face, but rightly, because when it all comes down to it, they've got a business to run. They're not your mate. You can be mates outside the business, You know, you can go out and do stuff, you know, together and stuff. But again, would you go out with that person? Or would you go to a meeting or a social outing? Would you see them? That's the words. Would you see them socially? If the answer is no, they're not your friend. There's nothing wrong with being nice to someone in the workplace, clearly. I mean, that is human interaction. You can't be a miserable sod at work, otherwise, because that makes work so unbearable. And I might do another video on that, because I've experienced that as well, but that's a topic for another video. You get on, you know, you maybe you have a bit of a joke and a laugh, but, you know, it's not true. You have no friendship at work. And you also get this where the other way, where people are convinced that, I mean, I've watched a lot of videos, I've been to a lot of conventions where I meet showbiz people and I hear their talks and things, and they'll say, oh, the star of the show used to play jokes on all us cast members, and oh, it was so funny, and everyone, no, they didn't find it funny. Trust me, no, they didn't. When the star of the show was pulling all these pranks, they love that word, prank. When the star of the show was pulling all those pranks on people and the prop guys would be pranked, those prop guys, they hated your guts. They loathed you with a passion. But they couldn't say anything because you were the star of the show. You thought you were being all jolly and funny and everyone laughed. That's because you were the star of the show, guys. Trust me. They didn't think it was hilarious at all. They thought you were a royal pain in the arse. But they couldn't say anything because you were in charge. Conversely, you thought it was the funniest thing ever. You thought they were all your friends. No, they weren't. You know, maybe you're part of a group and, everyone thinks I'm fantastic because, you know, you're in charge of it. No, they don't. They're sucking up to you. And they might think you're an okay person, and that's, again, totally fine. But no, they're sucking up to you. Of course they are. People are attracted to power. And that's completely fine as long as you understand it. As long as you recognise they are being nice to me because I am the one that pays the bills. They are being nice to me because I'm the one that signs the paychecks or arranges the social meetings or has control of this budget or that. As long as you understand that, that's fine. Because, you know, we do have power over other people. That it happens. But you have to understand that is why. The danger comes when you genuinely, in your heart, believe the friendship is because you are fantastic. The PA does not think you are the greatest person in the world. You spend your life making their life difficult. Now, I'm not saying you're being abusive to them, but you're probably spending your life demanding to be in the newspapers, on the television, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook. You're making their life difficult, and that is their job. Their job is to clean up your mess. Trust me, they wish they didn't have to do it. That's not, I mean, it is their job. They have to do it. That's kind of what they're paid for. This is true, but that doesn't really make you, it doesn't endear you to them. It's just, you know, you're the PA, you go and find the biggest car crash of a person to be the PA for, which means you're the busiest and you can charge the most. You are not pranking people when as a celebrity. People don't find your pranks hilarious. They just don't say anything because you are the star. You are the producer. Oh, the director was always pulling jokes. Oh, we found it so funny. No, he didn't. It was the fact that the director was also the producer who could get you fired. So you just did what they said. Again, as long as you understand that, that's completely fine. It's when you don't recognise it that you have the problem. So yes, friendships can be so fake if you're not really careful about where the power dynamic lies. And as long as you don't get suckered in, I would always say, just think, why is this person being my friend? Why are they coming up to me and being nice to me? If they have no ulterior motive, that is a true friend. You do get people, and you hear about them in the acting world mainly. They will say, this person knew me before I was famous, and they're a lifelong friend. Now that is someone you can point to and say, that is a true friend. Because when they knew you, they probably had no expectation of you becoming anything. But now you're a multimillionaire and they've stayed your friend, and they still take you out for chips, or they take you out for a meal every so often, and you have a bit of a laugh about the old days. That's a true friend. Everyone you have met since then only wants you because you are the name. Which is fine, but you have to recognise that. So my advice is, whenever someone comes up to you and is friendly with you, just ask yourself, why are they being friendly with you? And this isn't a paranoid statement, it's interesting. You think, what are they trying to get out of it? Because as I say, all friendships and personal interactions are a little dialogue. They're all a little dance with people trying to get mutual benefit, and that's not a problem. We all use each other, that's how life goes. But you always just look, why are you being nice to me? And if you do realise you are somebody who has power, don't abuse it, because you know what? That other person thinks you're an arsehole. Womble, out.